Greetings, everybody. I hope everybody's having a nice day today. This article is from, hold on. Oops, hey. Hold on. It's from Blacklisted News. Okay. Why is the cost of living so unaffordable? Came out today, and the source, Charles Hugh Smith. Strip away the centralized power that protects and funds cartels, and prices would plummet. The mainstream narrative is the problem is low wages. Actually, the problem is the soaring cost of living. If essentials such as health care, housing, higher education, and government services were as cheap as they once were, a wage of $10 to $12 an hour would be more than enough to maintain a decent everyday life. Here are some examples from the real world. In 1952, it cost $30 to have a baby in an excellent hospital. If we adjust that by official inflation as measured by the Bureau of Labor Statistics inflation calculator to 2017, the cost would be $275. Okay, $1 in 1952 equals $9.16 in 2017. Wow. Major inflation, guys. Huge. What does it cost to have a baby delivered in a hospital today? $5,000? $10,000? Who even knows? Given the convoluted billing process in today's sick care system, the pharmaceutical cartel jacks up medication costs per dose from $3 TP, $600. Oh, I guess that's supposed to be 2. I'm sorry. When I come across these typos, it does confuse me. Okay, so I'll reread that. The pharmaceutical cartel jacks up medication costs per dose from $3 to $600, even when the medication has been around for decades. The pinworm prescription jumps from $3 to up to $600 a pill. Parents, doctors angry over drug price gouging. Okay. My father paid 1.8% of his wages for hospital group insurance in the early 1950s for a household of 4 kids and 2 adults. For someone earning $1,000 a week, the equivalent today would be $72 a month out of a monthly gross income of $4,000. Man, anybody bringing in $4,000 a month in today, 2017, you're lucky. You are lucky if you're bringing in $1,000 a week. All right. Some people bring in $1,000 every 6 months. My spouse and I pay $1,330 a month for bare bones health care insurance in today's sick care system. Factor out subsidies paid by the employer or state, and minimal health care insurance costs tens of thousands of dollars per household annually. Here's a chart that illustrates the breaking rise of health care costs. Wages are nearly flatline. Healthcare spending has grown much faster than the rest of the economy in recent decades. Okay, so you might want to pause the video here so you can look at the graph. Okay, anyways. In the early to mid-1970s, my university tuition was $89.25 per semester. The University of Hawaii was a 2-semester system. And student fees were $27 a semester, and that's in Hawaii. I lived there for 25 years. That's an expensive place. Right, really expensive now. When I moved from Hawaii, a loaf of bread was $5, and that was the cheap bread, and a gallon of milk was $7. So for a loaf of bread and a gallon of milk, you had to pay $12. Okay, so yeah, slightly off topic, but still the same. Okay, and student fees were $27 a semester, for a grand total of $232.50 per year. Books added another $170 per year, for a total cost of $400 to $450 for a university education. $1 in 1975 equals $5.51 today. So if tuition, fees, and books had gone up along with the official inflation, it would now cost $1,800 to $2,000 to attend a large state university annually, including tuitions, fees, and books. An entire 4-year university education would cost $8,000. Instead, students now borrow $50,000 and up just to attend state university. I covered the skyrocketing cost basis of everyday life for a decade. Lowering the cost structure of the United States economy, August 29, 2009. My recent exploration of soaring costs for everyday items. The Burrito Index. Consumer prices have soared 160% since 2001. August 1st, 2016. Received quite a bit of interest, along with a companion piece on the source of much of the higher costs. Inflation hidden in plain sight, August 2nd, 2016. Can we be honest and say that many of the reductions in value, quantity, and quality are actually instances of fraud? No wrongdoing here. Just 66,300 corporate fines and settlements, May 2015. There's a snapshot of urban rents. Recall that wages for the bottom 90% have been flatlined for decades. Let's see. Okay, well, you can pause it here and check this graph out too. Apologists claim these services have improved greatly in the past 30, 40, and 50 years. But this is only occasionally valid. University education, housing, burritos, and conventional preventative care have often declined in quality and quantity, not gotten better. Other apologists, who are these apologists? Okay, claim that Bumuli's cost disease, hang on. Okay, Bumuli's cost disease, also known as the Baumol effect, is a phenomenon described by William J. Baumol and William G. Bowen in the 1960s. It involves a rise of salaries in jobs that have experienced no increase of labor productivity in response to rising salaries in other jobs which did experience such labor productivity growth. Okay, so that Baumol's cost disease explains all these tremendous increases in price. While this may be a factor in some price increases, it's more than an excuse. It's more an excuse than an explanation. Here's what's going on. Cartels that have government backing can jack up prices at will, year after year, decade after decade, while wages have stagnated. Cartels have zero pressure to raise wages, while their immense profits fund vast propaganda/public relation machines that translate into equally vast political influence. The rich get richer. Let's see. Well, we already know that. Okay. Have you ever seen a nonprofit foundation or a politico that didn't support more funding or health care and higher education? Of course not. The healthcare, defense industry, Federal Reserve banking sector, and higher education cartels are entrenched and self-serving. The cartels have unlimited power to raise their prices, while the average wage earner has essentially zero power to create non-cartel alternatives or influence central state/central bank support of rapacious, parasitic cartels. The consumer is supposed to have power, but that power only exists in an environment that enables level playing fields and transparent competition. Cartels buy political influence, so their central state protects their pricing power and funds their rentier scams, I don't know. Should be scams. Maybe that's another typo. Strip away from the centralized power that protects and funds cartels, and prices would plummet. I explain how this would work in higher education in my book, The Nearly Free University and the Emerging Economy, The Revolution in Higher Education. The same dynamics would radically transform the cost structure of housing, healthcare, defense, and everything else currently controlled by monopolies or cartels. Excellent article. And on that note, I'm going to go out and enjoy the beautiful day. And I hope you all do the same. And keep safe. Love you all. Until next time. Peace out.